Hi everyone, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terence Guardino. The week begins on Monday, April the 29th, and there's a lot going on with decision-making, planning, brainstorming ideas, a lot of vetting, a lot of researching before you make important decisions. Part of the reason is that on Saturday, May the 4th, is a new moon in Taurus. Each month we have a new moon. The last new moon in fiery Aries is always that time of the year of spring fever. If you're in the northern latitudes, feeling this excitement to start fresh, initiate new projects. But when we get to the new moon in Taurus that will be influencing us for all of May, Taurus is more managing these, what we got in the ideas you set into motion in April. Taurus is this steady, sensible, grounded energies overall. However, this is the last week before the next new moon, next Saturday, May the 4th. And the last week before the new moon is a time of winding down from the last cycle or wrapping up, closure, as we are getting ready to start a new monthly cycle. So therefore, this is not a strong or favorable period overall for planting seeds and moving into new directions, because this is the week of wrapping up and bringing closure to the last cycle. But you're going to see as I run through this how this is an important week for doing a lot of decision making and planning. It's best to make to start acting on it after Saturday. Some really good energy on Sunday, May the 5th. Now, on Monday, April the 29th, Saturn, taskmaster, karmic, maturing, responsible Saturn is going retrograde. And it will be retrograde until the middle of September. So wherever Saturn is stopping at 20 degrees of Capricorn, wherever it's stopping in your horoscope, that sector of the chart, that is where these issues might be slowing down, or you have to dig deeper, questioning more, reflecting more, because Saturn has a lot to do with all this work and responsibilities. But when it's retrograde, it's more about reflecting and making sure you're on the right track. Now, on Tuesday, well, let's just start. Tuesday, decision-making, discussion, informational gathering, Mercury is going to be in a favorable aspect with ambitious Mars. As we go into Wednesday, the Mercury is now in a challenging aspect to cautious Saturn. By Thursday, now the Mercury is in a really cautious angle to compulsive controlling Pluto. And later in that day on Thursday, now Mercury is in this very favorable flowing aspect to optimistic, expansive Jupiter. So we're having between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday 4 important Mercury transits. Mercury is all about the mind, discussions, planning, thinking. But because it's that last week and those last days before the new moon on Saturday, it's not time to be acting. It's a great time to be having meetings for reading, for discussion, getting second opinions. Not yet time to act on it. Wait until after Saturday. Now, on Tuesday, Mercury is really favorable with Mars. Well, Mars is ambitious, assertive, it's firing. So your brain could just be exploding with ideas and getting really excited. On another level, this could be a good day to be exercising, because Mars is that athletic, fiery warrior planet, and it's favorably with Mercury. And Mercury is the mind, so the mind can get a bit stressed. But Mercury also deals with transportation. Well, transportation could be walking and running and jogging to calm the mind down as you are going through all these discussions. And then later on Tuesday, going into Wednesday, now Mercury is in hard angle to Saturn. Now this will happen 4 times a year, so it doesn't happen very often, but it's a time when you feel the brakes are being put onto your ideas, others aren't being really receptive, or you internally are starting to judge and second guess, am I on the right track? Is this the best path? As we get more into early Thursday, but then this is all kind of blending together. Now the Mercury is in hard angle to Pluto. Now, Mercury-Pluto, either you're trying to convince somebody else of your point of view, or somebody else is trying to persuade you to their point of view, but really, internally, you're trying to convince yourself. The best approach with Pluto dealing with the underworld or secrets or going deep, this could be a really good day for just contemplation, just letting it all incubate and really do some serious soul searching and thinking about everything that's been coming up over these last couple of days. Or on a more mundane level, excellent day for studying, reading, doing the research. By the end of Thursday into Friday, now the Mercury is very favorable twice a year to expansive lucky Jupiter. So all this brainstorming and second guessing and researching, now you're starting to feel you have more options, you're feeling more optimistic, and you're ready to go. But I'm saying, just sleep on it. Just let it incubate. And then by Saturday, now we have the new moon in sensible, grounded Taurus. So you can start moving forwards with these new ideas in a more stabilized way. But on Sunday, ambitious Mars is being triggered by Jupiter. And this is where you could start taking action, calling up people, having meetings, and getting a very positive response. Overall, Mars-Jupiter is about kind of optimistic, lucky work activities that look really promising. So do all your homework at the beginning of the week, and by the weekend, you'll have more clarity, more confidence to start moving forwards. Before I sign off, I'd like to remind you I'm available for the one-question offer for a nominal fee. You can find a direct link to order it in the description box underneath the video. The time of birth is always really important, even if it's early morning or dinner time. And if you could put that birth information and time in with your question, it'll just make sure I have it accurate. So I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, have a great week.